Our camera lens is
Our
weird.
camera lens is weird. Yeah.
Are we out of focus or
We
blurry?
noticed it on Laney's live last night. Like it's all sort of blurry on this side.
I've still got glare coming here from the light. Anyway, it is what it is. Hopefully you can see and hear us. Welcome
Hello.
to this thing we do on a Sunday. Now, we don't have a guest. It's just us two. And we thought we would talk about why we resell, why we do what we do, and why you choose to do what you do. Now, we had Simon, the gentleman marketeer, come to visit. I put a video out that's had a really strong response, some really interesting conversations going on below that video, interesting comments, and it sparked a lot of conversations between us and between friends. So we thought we'd talk about it, talk about our motivations. Why do we do this crazy thing we do? And see where it takes us. I tried to make some notes and I got carried away, so I've got so many talking points.
I made some notes when we were talking in the kitchen as well.
Yeah, so that's the plan. If you have any thoughts or comments, we are live. If you are watching us live, you can join in the side chat and we'll try and, read some of those out. But before we kick off, people are still joining us. We've got 118 in already. We'll say a few hellos. First in was Adam, welcome, and Ben. Chris, spoke to Chris earlier. Looking forward to getting together with lots of friends up at the eBay Open. It's going to be a busy one.
But we're staying in the same hotel as Chris and Catherine, aren't we? So we're going to hang out on the Tuesday beforehand.
Yes. So if you are going up to the Open, we will be about, as will many other YouTubers and people from our community, come and say hi. We don't bite very often. So come say hello.
Very often.
Jennifer is with us and Steve. Here we go. Ross has an update. Go.
Good evening, Nick and Andrea. I went to an indie charity shop in Milton Keynes on Friday. All 50p. Oh, I know. I saw your story. All 50p paperbacks to clear are now marked in permanent marker, a red cross across the spine, which doesn't come off. And I challenged it. Part 2. But they didn't see a problem. Said, if you're just buying to read them, then what's the problem? I found it disgusting vandalism that people could redonate back, but not now, or sell on Vinted when done. It's vandalism. Yeah, and what you were saying as well is that people might want to buy a book. People love books. I love books, and you like to display them on your bookshelf. You don't want a book with a big red cross on its spine sitting on your bookshelf.
What's wrong with just putting a pencil price inside or an X on the inside in pencil? That's how books used to be priced when I was a kid.
Put a sticker on it.
Or sticker it.
Yeah, I mean, surely they've got some red dots or something they can put on the spines to show they're 50% off.
It's not ideal, is it? Sure.
I'm totally with you on that one.
Welcome, Andy. David's with us. Fluffy Muffin, good evening. Really enjoyed Andrea's latest video on her channel. What was your last video?
I put up the Folkestone one today.
Folkestone one, yes, that was a fun couple of days. Did you like when we were sitting out by the sea? We actually had lunch and there was this like house party thing going on. We could barely hear ourselves think.
Yeah,
and then they were going, okay.
I didn't get a strike for that either. So I think talking over it was good because we were worried that it was going to be so loud and end up like.
Yeah, they were still going, weren't they? In the evening when we went down to the comedy show, Alan Davies, we went down and they were still
full force. Even Alan Davies mentioned it, and his warm-up act before mentioned it.
They were saying, "Should we all go down and join in?" A load of 50-somethings, but we didn't. No, we didn't. Deborah, welcome. Right, I'm going to whiz down to the end. Pete's with us. Hello. Hopefully, we'll see Pete up at the Open. Nia and Phil, welcome everybody. Right, I'm going to whiz to the end. Hello. Yeah, Oggy. Exactly. It was funny. Who says that anymore? Is that a thing?
No, I haven't heard that since I used to go to like holiday camps when I was like 10 or 11.
Exactly that. It's the last thing I expected in 2025, and this was a kind of gig for the youngsters, right? Are they Oggy? And I don't know.
Only 87 days until Christmas, says Santa.
Only 8. Hello, Santa. You're getting geared up. Don't let it sneak up on you. I've been listing. I listed a Duplo Santa Claus
You
set
did.
and a
And a
Playmobil
one.
Santa Claus set. So yes.
Yeah.
Right, we can kick off with this. So the premise of this is to talk about our motivations and why we choose to do this mad thing we do. Will says, in answer to your question, I suffer badly with social anxiety. So it means I can earn a little with minimal human contact. What better reason?
Yeah.
Right.
And I bet that resonates with a lot of resellers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we take that as a jumping off point, I think really, if we really dig into our motivations of why we started this, the one word I always come back to is control. It was about taking control of what I do, of my time, and not having to be told. I don't respond very well to being given direction, to being told what to do.
I'm gonna cough, sorry.
You're going to cough. So that was a driving force. Both of us were not happy in our jobs. So we were looking for a way out. And this, I mean, it's changed, it's morphed over the years. We've done many forms of reselling, if you like. But effectively, this is just a means to an end. This is a means to an end to have control over our time, complete autonomy. Autonomy is the word. I was looking up the actual meaning of it, and it's perfect today. So that's fundamentally what it is for us. There's other elements that we're going to touch on of why we specifically do it the way we do. But yeah, so let's see if there's any more.
Leslie says, looking forward to the Open, a little getaway in Birmingham.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going up. It should be a fun social event as well as hopefully
so many people this year.
I can't remember who I was chatting to, but someone was saying, oh, it should be productive and you'll learn some things. I think really it's a big social get together. That's what.
It's just turned out to be like a big meetup, hasn't it, for the community?
Yeah. I think Oggy started on Tis Was it?
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about Tis Was last night, weren't we?
What's this going off on the Tuesday? Okay, yes, we are too.
Yeah, we are too, yeah.
Steve says, why do I do this? It's easier than working for a living. That's an interesting comment because I wouldn't say this is easy. I've never categorized reselling as the easy option.
And it is a lot of work.
It's easy in the sense that I enjoy it, so it's not hard work. I don't have someone breathing over my shoulder telling me what to do and criticizing what I do. So it means I live a relatively stress-free life. So in that way, it's easy for me. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's not a get-rich-quick scheme that some people, I think, come into this world thinking it is. I really don't think it is.
No. Leslie says, I am unmanageable, makes doing a job very difficult.
I think I may fall into that category, Leslie.
Yeah.
Yes. That sums me up a little bit.
Yeah, well, me too.
So going back to the kind of inspiration for talking about this today, which was Simon's visit, we had a really fascinating day with Simon and he was talking about his processes and his motivations and where he's at with his business. There he is. Welcome, Simon. And we're at very different places. And in that video, I was saying that I was really inspired by some of the conversations we had. And I have been. It's really helped me already to be more focused.
Yeah, well, you've, listed quite a lot of stuff and we've had really good sales in the last few days.
Here's the thing. I am not trying to morph my business into something you would have seen on Simon's channel. That's not me. I don't think I could do that to that level of organization and process. That's just not me. But taking some inspiration from that, 100%. Looking at my time management, which when we really chatted about what issues are there in my business, if any, it's time management. I could be so much more productive in less time if I just focused and managed my time better. I don't really want to work harder. I want to just work better, if I could sum that up. But am I changing what I do? Not really. Do I want to change what I do? Not really. I just want to be more focused and efficient. And somehow in our conversations, Simon really made me see things in a different way, and it really helped.
Yeah.
Am I going to change all of this and do it differently? No. There were lots of comments on that video saying, oh, you don't need to change, Nick. You've been doing it for years. You know what you like and how you like it.
Yeah.
But also there are a lot of bad habits I have, which I want to change.
One thing that we did talk about is that I always say that reselling is not a one size fits all. You can make it whatever you want it to be and whatever you need it to be.
Yeah.
And everybody's reselling business is vastly different from another. And yeah, it's like there's no right or wrong I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's no like, oh, what Simon's doing is right, what we're doing is wrong, or vice versa, or you know.
Yeah, and that wasn't the point in the video, and that wasn't. We're really looking forward to going up and looking at Simon's setup. I can't wait to go and see how that works and actually be in the building and having a look at that. Does that mean we're going to morph this into that? Not at all, but we can take some elements of that, some hints, some tips, and apply them to our business.
Yeah.
One thing that I wrote down was that we turned our passions into a job.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And talking to Simon was very much about finding the most efficient way of doing things and building a business around that. When we chatted about why fashion, Simon was like, I didn't really have an interest in fashion, but it made sense for the business. We've always kind of been drawn to the things we love to buy and sell and shoehorned that into a business. That was the way around we did it. So it was a very different way of looking at our businesses, which was fascinating in itself.
Yeah. And also the other thing is like, there was a funny moment when we were talking about things, Simon, and right, like I was saying, because I just watched the Nick's video, and I said it's funny that like Simon's saying, get as much done as you can early, so it frees up your time to do things that you want to do. And I said, okay, so when you finished it, let's go charity shopping. Because that's what we enjoy doing. That's what we do in our spare time. We went to Folkestone to get away for the weekend. We went charity shopping. You know what I mean? That is our, we love it. That's a hobby as well as it is a business.
Yes. Yeah, and most of what I do down here, I enjoy. Parts of it can be a grind. You know, there's still a work element to it. You can't avoid that.
Yeah. And that's another thing I said. I think you would choose to be in here pottering around and doing things because you're like a pig in mud in here. You know, this is your happy place. It
is my happy place. But I can, and I was very honest when we were chatting, I can lose an hour down here and then go, what have I achieved? Nothing. There's elements of what I do that I want to refine, essentially.
Yeah. Chris says, I do this because I just hate people. Only joking, maybe.
I get it. I hate is a strong word, but I definitely disliked working with certain people. Let's say that. And working under management was a struggle for me.
I'm definitely not cut out for the corporate sector. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Like I worked for Amazon for a bit, and that was it wasn't me. Let's put it that way.
And in many ways, let's touch on that a bit. In many ways, since we both jumped ship back in 2002, was it? I've been rebelling against society, if you like, and not being part of it. And sometimes when people kind of try and tell me what I should be doing, if I'm told, I will rebel against it instantly. But hearing and being inspired by somebody is very different. If I choose to listen and take something on, that's different to being told, right? I think my problem is if somebody, you know, trying to help tells me you should do that, like, and you should do that, and you should do that, Nick, and there's no way you should be doing that. I'll just go, screw you. And I'll carry on regardless. But being inspired and choosing to change what I do is a very different thing.
Peter says, I do this because it's helped me with my confidence to be able to meet new people.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And Andy says, I do actually like sourcing stock in charity shops and appreciate a lot of vintage items, but the main thing is being able to work on my own. I'd rather earn a bit less, but be happier.
Oh,
for sure.
Oh, I got chills
Yeah.
then. I'd rather earn a bit less, but be happier. One thing I put down here, just the line, it's not all about the money. And this
I just want to sing Jessie J every time you say that.
It's not about the money, that one. And honestly, this whole thing has never been about money. We've done okay out of it, particularly when we had the high street shop. We earned a lot of money and we invested that in our property. And we've told the story many times. So we're mortgage free and we set ourselves up financially. But the reason we got onto this thing was for the freedom and the control and the autonomy. That's my new favorite word.
Yeah, I've been using that word for a long time.
Well, I've hijacked it.
I like that word.
But I genuinely think if the mission was let's earn a fortune, I don't think we'd have done this. I really don't.
No, there are better ways probably to earn a lot of money.
Probably, but would we? Isn't it? But would we enjoy it? And would we have the freedom and control of our time? Who knows what else we might choose to do. I'm going back to what Pete said there as well.
Oh, I just highlighted Simon's comment.
Go on.
He says, I feel fortunate I have found reselling as a living.
Yeah, definitely. And you are making it work for you and what you need to get out of it. The other thing that was interesting with us was I saw a lot of where we were 15 years ago in you, that drive that you have, which is admirable. We don't necessarily have that level of drive anymore. Our drive is to do less in some ways. It doesn't look like it, I know. But that was us.
But you say that all the time and you don't do less.
No, I think it, but then I take on another project or I take on something else.
Yeah, you've got so many layers of things going on.
I know. What Pete said about I do this because it helped me with my confidence. For me, the part of what we do that helped me that way was YouTube. All of this that we're doing now.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it. Well, I struggled with it when I started YouTube, coming across confidently or filming out in public, any of those.
You're unrecognizable from the person that started like 11 years ago.
Yeah. And I think YouTube and having people watch you and understand what you do and your point of view gives you confidence. It validates who you are and what you're about. Not that we should need validating, but it kind of gives me that. Right?
Yeah. And Ross says, I'm definitely having more issues as I age with people controlling my life, particularly in the corporate world. Definitely good to have this as an option someday. I get bad anxiety from a lack of control.
Yeah, I hear you, Russ. That sums it up. I think I suffered with anxiety from lack of control. Yeah, that really does sum it up well.
Yeah. And David says, I worked in retail and pharmacy for 35 years with the big chains. I got fed up of slogging my guts out just to be a number when redundancies kicked in. I'm now using eBay to bridge the gap. Before does it carry on? Yes. Can claim my private pension. I can't work for another boss again.
Yeah. Yeah. We've said before, we would struggle to go back into employment now because it's been, whatever it is, 23 years full time of not having to listen to anyone. Yeah. Although eBay does sometimes feel like a bit of a boss because they do try and impose controls, but in the main, we don't have to listen to anybody.
Fluffy Muffin says, I do this because I'm not organized enough to leave the house on a Monday morning.
I hear you. Right. Yeah. I mean, there's elements of the obvious issues I can see in my working day. It takes me forever to get going. I'm not a morning person at all. And I could be so much more productive if I just looked at that element. But then I say, I do this because I want to, and I have complete control. There's somewhere in between doing nothing and procrastinating all the time and being super effective. Somewhere in between there is a sweet spot. And I kind of dance around that sweet spot. You know, I can have days where I'm crazy efficient and I can have days where I get nothing done. It's that erratic in my world. So, and I can really admire, going back to the conversations we had with Simon again, I can really admire someone who can have targets and stick to them. I give myself these sort of targets and then just drift away from them in no time. Consistency I do not have, essentially.
C. Blaney says pathological demand avoidance is extreme avoidance of anything perceived as a demand.
Oh, have we put a name on it? PDA is extreme avoidance of anything perceived as a demand. That yeah. Well, you've lived with me. Does that sum me up?
Yeah.
If you tell me to do something, I will not do it just because you've told me to.
Yeah.
Or I will find a different way of doing it just because.
Just so frustrating, because sometimes I just need him to do a thing.
But I'm a lot better at that these days.
Just touching on that. Also, you were talking about the fact that you struggle to finish projects, like you start something, they all sit there unfinished.
Yep.
But that's your ADHD. Well, I know people will say it's not diagnosed, but I do believe that you have ADHD tendencies.
I have some tendencies,
and I think that that is what that is. It's
well. And we talked about this sort of thing again when Simon was here. We kind of touched on elements of that, my personality types and my traits. And we were saying about if I gamify something, like make it a challenge, I am 10 times more efficient instantly. So what I'm going to try and do moving forwards is kind of gamify a few things, give myself little goals, give myself little rewards. Unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. How my brain works is it's a kind of a reward system, right? So if I know there's a little carrot on a stick that I'm going to win a prize if I can list X amount of things.
So if I give you a prize, well, if I ask you to do something, will you do it?
If you go and do this, I'll give you a chocolate bar. I don't know, maybe. But it is, and I've been learning over the years, obviously. It's not that anything we talked about was new to me, but it's looking at things from a different perspective that helps me, because I get very much in my head and have one perspective and that's it. But I have been learning ways of dealing with how I see the world and how my brain works, and kind of gamifying and putting rewards in place for things is something that helps. Sorry, you were going to read Tara.
Yeah, Tara says, I do it because I have chronic illness and would never be able to hold down a full-time job. Plus, it fits perfectly around my neurodiverse family.
Yeah, you can make it fit. Yeah, that's really good to read. Yeah, interesting.
And he says, you have to do what suits you. You have to sell the items you enjoy and to scale to a scale that suits you, rather than try and copy someone else.
Yeah.
Talking about ADHD, David says, I love reselling, but my ADHD kills my motivation. I keep heading back to clothing because I earn a lot from it. I hate listing clothes. Right,
that's interesting. Yeah, we, as you probably know, we moved away from clothing quite a while back because but certainly for me, it sucked all of the joy out of it. And if there's no joy in this, I honestly might as well be doing something else.
Yeah.
That is fundamental. I mean, the question we posed on this video is, why do we do what we do? Because there's joy in it for me. I love finding the stuff. I love getting a bargain.
We love the treasure hunt.
We love the treasure hunt. It's why we have more stuff than we're selling, because we love to go out finding more.
Yeah. And like Simon was really stressed out by all the stuff around, because he sees it as money.
Yeah.
And like you tried to explain that it's a comfort blanket to you.
Yeah.
Because like, for instance, during, COVID times, we dididn't have to worry about not having stock because we had a lot.
Well,
we were able to source at home. We didn't have, we didn't have to worry about it.
We would go on sourcing trips into the loft.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something that came out of our conversations, that I think I genuinely see this as a comfort. The fact that I know I have probably tens of thousands of pounds worth of stock not listed isn't a problem in my brain. I'm quite happy with that situation, which might seem odd. But at the same time, there are times when I get overwhelmed by it also. That is a real thing. I'm not immune to that. So again, there's a balance in there, isn't it, between efficiency and hoarderville. Somewhere in between, I am.
Yeah. And what's happened at the moment is that we had a lot of space in Norfolk. You know, I had my own room. You had a much bigger sort of shed full of stuff and other places, and then we moved to here, and it was much smaller, and we had to squeeze ourselves into it. And I don't even have a space anymore for my stock, so
Most of
it's
here.
Yeah, it's here, it's in boxes, it's in the loft. Yeah.
Well, what we lost, sorry, this space is similar in square footage to what I had actually, but we were using two. We had 4 bedrooms there. We were lucky. We had 4 bedrooms. We were using 2 of those for stock in the last house. Now we have 2 bedrooms and we are using them as bedrooms. So that's the difference. Now, I don't know what we've said publicly, but we are expanding our booth situation.
We haven't said anything publicly.
So
I told Jill earlier.
We will talk about that in videos, but we're going to have more outlets to get stuff out of the house. So that will relieve some of the pressure. Anyway, sorry, you highlighted it.
Yes, I'll read this and then we will quickly touch on that because we've mentioned it now, so we'll tell you. Yeah, Jack came back. Hello. Says hello. Been a while since I was here, but have continued to watch your great content. Love the idea of the booth. Brilliant move. We have something similar in Denmark called Kerpoo.
Ooh, Kerpoo. Love that word.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. You are too kind. And good to see you. Yeah. Hope you are well.
Yeah. So yes, booth. Well, I think Nick mentioned in a video that you were going to take on a booth for yourself, like you call it a man cave style booth, toys and games, that sort of stuff.
Well, originally I was going to try my stuff in Andrea's. I was going to see how well board games or figures or whatever worked.
But it's a 6x6 space. There's just not enough.
There's just no room. Andrea can't get enough stuff in there of her own, let alone mine. So I went and spoke to them and we found one which is up against the back wall. So I have a big high wall I can hang art on or do big tall shelves or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then we had a chat because the lady next door to Andrea is giving up. So hers is becoming available. And we're like, can we knock these through and have 2? And he was like, sure.
So
3.
Yeah. I'm doubling the size of my booth and the cost of my booth, which might seem like madness.
In all honesty, we haven't proven the concept, whether it's making money yet.
No.
So it's not been long enough, but we feel like we want to throw as much as we can at this. We don't want to leave there if we have to leave because it's not making money without giving it enough of a go. So we're kind of going all in. We're taking on 3 spaces. So we'll let you know how that goes.
The way I see it is that having a double means that it's a better space in terms of being able to put furniture in it, being able to display things better. The hard truth of it is we're probably not going to make that much money with just smalls, because as much as we're selling stuff, but it's low value. So we need we need higher value things to balance it out.
Yeah, we've always loved dealing in furniture, but we've never really had the space to do it. That will afford us the space to not have to have it at home. We can buy a piece and go and put it in there.
Yeah.
Hopefully turn it over quick and there'll be good margin in it. So that's kind of what we want to try, hence enlarging your space.
Yeah, so that is the idea.
We'll see.
And then I did put it to Ellen that she could have a small section of it to display her illustration work.
Yeah.
Because she's starting to put together some products for Christmas. And I said, well, that's going to be the ideal place, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be great for her.
Yeah.
For her confidence in her artwork.
Because we've talked about her, like talking to other shops and seeing if she can, display in there, which I think she should still do. But yeah, it just hit me. I suddenly thought, oh, with a bigger space, there'll be space that, Ellen can display her stuff.
We'll soon fill it up. It's only going to be.
I'm sure we will.
It's going to be 6 by 12, so it's still not a lot.
It's not huge.
Final Guardian says, I got into doing house clearance a couple of days a week. Get paid and get the stuff to sell and give the manager half after fees and tax. So it's like a retainer with extra money. I would have loved to have been in that. I think it's a young man's game. I don't know what you think, but all that lugging, lifting and carrying.
Well, moving house and moving all of our stock with our general house stuff almost did us in.
Moving house twice in 3 years. Never again.
Just the physical, because we did it ourselves, and just the physical thing of it. I mean, I was like, there was a moment I was broken. I was just like, I there's so much stuff I still have to move, and I don't know if I can move my body anymore.
This goes back to the autonomy and the control thing. We moved ourselves because it was less stress for us to do it that way than to rely on other people. But physically, it was a push. It really was. Malk, welcome, mate. I love doing what I do. End up spending time in my office having something on in the background, music or YouTube, rather than watching TV these days. I'll come down here and I'll put Spotify on or stick an album on, and I'm happy. I am happy pottering around down here. I just want to change a little bit my mindset to use my time more effectively, because I know when I do, the results are instant. I listed a stack of you may have seen in a video 3 or 4 videos back, a stack of Star Wars books. I got those listed, sold, what have we done, nearly £200 worth in 24 hours. I've got you are sat on a pile of books right now that I drafted last night. It's just using my time efficiently rather than frittering away the hours down here, just messing about, which I'm very good at, but it doesn't help the business.
Flipping Maggie says, I'm at a strange stage. I can no longer deal with the mess and I'm now ready to have a break. It's time to clear stock.
I get there mentally. There was a time when we were in Norfolk when we were trying to really downsize our stock, and I got so into clearing. Before we moved up to Norfolk as well, we cleared so much, and it was really therapeutic. But it takes us no time to build it back up again, as you will see.
Steve says, joking aside, my main self-employment pays well for working half a week. But if I did a full week, it would be harder, and I wouldn't make twice as much. So the eBay is a steady way of topping it up.
Good stuff. Final Guardian, if autonomy is your favorite word, it's word of the week for me, for sure. There's a track by the Buzzcocks that goes by that name. It's a proper banger of a tune. I will look it up. Be blasting a bit of Buzzcocks. Yes. Okay, let's read this one. Fish Guy. Hello, Fish Guy. Do you guys think to yourselves, when you move to a new property or location, we're going to be more organized this time? Then next thing you know, bedroom, loft and whole house has stock all over it again. Yep. In some ways, yes.
Well, I remember thinking, because you told me, you said all the stuff's going to come straight down into the tap cave. It won't, because our old living room just ended up being full. It was like a hallway, and the living room were like a waiting room before things got moved to the shed or wherever. And it was always just full of stock, and it used to really get me down. And I remember you saying, it won't be like that anymore. It won't be like that. Roll on. And we quite often have boxes of stock it moves, but they're there in the living room for a while, sometimes days before they get moved.
We looked for a property just like this because it has its own lower ground floor front and rear entrance. We have a spanner in the works in that the passageway from the front door to here is full of crates of some boot sale, but mostly your ceramic stock. I can't get in. I can't get stuff in there. You have to go
round like a crab.
So this lower entrance, which is meant to alleviate all the stuff having to come in through the front and upstairs, can't use it currently. Problems, right?
And Danny says, after watching your video and how you paid off your house through reselling, I set a 5-year goal to do the same. Did it in just 2 years, and now I'm in a position to leave the job I hate. I'm so grateful.
2
That's
years?
amazing. Well, yeah.
Everybody,
Congratulations, Danny.
best thing you could have done, mate.
Absolutely amazing. He continues, you opened my eyes to what's possible with reselling. That video really did change my life.
Fantastic.
That's incredible.
Well, thank you for letting us know. It's really inspiring to know that sharing what we do and what we've done can help others. So yeah, but congratulations, you're the one who did it, right? We may have helped to inspire you, but that's next level. Well done.
Yeah. And then Paul says, in my business, nothing makes it to the shelf unless it's been listed. Items don't get lost in the fog.
Yeah, I've never achieved that level of efficiency. Will I get there? I'm not sure.
Deborah says, my life revolves around sourcing my stock, which I enjoy. I resell at large 2-day fairs, not online. I love what I do, but I'll never be rich. It's a time-consuming hobby for me.
Right.
Feels like that for us in some ways as well.
Mm.
And we're loving doing the flea market and have the booth and just
I think
loving doing different things and diversifying.
The flea market we did in Deal, certainly, it was nice to get that buzz of selling face to face. Remember, our background is retail, so we had our own business was nearly 10 years on the high street, and there was a certain buzz to being busy in a shop face to face with customers, handing over the physical stock and taking the money, and it was just lovely to do that for a few hours and get that buzz again. I think that's what we got out of that. For sure.
Right, just scooching down.
Let me see what other random sentences I wrote down. Not having to work for someone is still basically my motivation for doing this. We love the product, not necessarily the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put
100%.
down here about our chats with Simon. Simon helped me to look at what I do critically. I don't know what it was Simon was saying, but he allowed me to just get out of my head and really take a step back and look at this. And it's helped. I couldn't even describe what it was specifically we talked about that day, but I am looking at what I do down here and how I do it in a much better way, objectively, I think. So cheers, Simon. What else did I write down? I've also put I don't think I could run a business like Simon's. I really don't think I have the mental it wouldn't work with how my brain works.
No, well, when we tried, I mean, you've touched on this already, but when we tried to just niche down and just do clothes, and we tried to make it like a more regimented process. So I was doing the steaming and the photographing, and then making notes and handing it to you, and then you would do the listing, and it was just, you were so unhappy.
I just became a machine. Yeah. I was a cog in my own machine.
Yeah.
And I was almost instantly rebelling against the processes we had set up. And I'd go out and I'd be buying all of this stuff again.
Yeah.
And listing it on the side. And it's like, well, I can't break away from doing what I love to do. So
yeah. And then we had to have just an honest conversation. I said to you, what, you have to go back to doing what you love doing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you were getting to be unlivable with.
Yeah. So one of the sentences I couldn't run a business like Simon's. I just don't think I'm that person. But taking aspects of that and applying it to parts of my business where it's frustrating me because I'm not being effective, that I do want to do. Yeah.
Ali says, I lost my job a few months ago and going for interviews is a strain. So I'm seriously now thinking of going full time. Just need to work out how to move from doing it for pocket money to earning a living.
Wow. Sorry, you lost your job.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But, I mean, you can do it because you know how to do it already. You just got to scale it up.
Yeah. I think really in that situation, if sadly you've lost your job already, I would say jump in with both feet and just see how much you can earn. But beyond the critical point there, I think, is to be totally honest with yourself about the numbers, how much you need to earn and how much you are capable of earning, and just be really matter of fact about those numbers and see if you can tally those up. If the answer is yes, go for it. If the answer is no, be honest with yourself and say, I just can't earn enough. Because what you need might be different to what we need and what somebody else needs. So you need to work that out. What is your number you need to earn a week? And can you do it reselling? And then throw yourself in and track the profit.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it for your situation, because we don't know how much you need to earn or how much you're capable of earning. Very often I'll get private messages. Nick, do you think I could earn a living doing what you do? I'm like, I haven't got a clue. How am I supposed to know what you can earn or what you need to earn? But I get that question all the time.
Because everybody's situation is different.
Yeah.
Robbie says, how do you not give up when you sell 10 items and 5 get returned for dumb reasons? We seem to have this every week.
If that's your return rate, that would be soul destroying. That's 50%. Our return rate is tiny compared to that.
Is it clothes, Robbie? Because I know that generally does have a high return rate.
Yeah, Simon was saying about that. But you have to accept it with clothing, I'm afraid. It's kind of part of that business model. It can be soul destroying to get returns all the time. No denying it.
David says, do people still get the fear when the sales dry up and you think the eBay footprint you have has crumbled? I think they do, and I don't know. I don't necessarily think we do, because we've got, other irons in the fire kind of thing. But
I think certainly with what I sell, if I put the hours in, I will get the sales. A lot of what I sell, there's a strong demand. So if I can be competitive price wise, my stuff just sells. But I have seen more and more people saying eBay sales are drying up. Right? Have you seen that? Certainly on Instagram and other places, people really bemoaning eBay and their sales. Not everybody. And people are certainly diversifying, as in using Vinted, using other platforms. What's that? Are you
just
jealous of other resellers?
I'm ignoring it. Natalie, it took me 2 years of reselling at least before friends and family stopped asking me. But when are you going to get a proper job again?
Job. What is a proper job?
I've been doing this 23 years, and my mum made a comment the other day where she said, she said that somebody else said it, but the comment was, why, I don't know why you couldn't come, because your brother's got a job.
Oh yeah, why can't you go and say it? Because you don't have a job.
Your brother's got a job. Like, I have a job. I go run my own business. Funnily enough. I think there's still a lot of friends and family that don't really understand that we work as well.
Yes.
When we gave up our shop, we went to do it online, and friends were saying, "Oh, happy retirement!" Like, we're not retiring; we're just not doing it in a physical shop anymore.
Well, there's a difference between having the flexibility to work the hours we choose and just taking days off willy-nilly. There's a difference, right? But yeah, some people think we don't really do any work, which is not the case.
Oh, Jane says, you two seem happier than you've ever been on YouTube since you moved to the sea. It gives me joy to see how happy you are there. Oh, well, thank you, Joan.
Thank you, Joan.
We've had a few comments like that, and you don't really notice it when you're living it, but it's nice to see that other people are noticing that and to realize it ourselves.
It's interesting. It's not that we were unhappy in the last place, but we knew it wasn't right. So then it became kind of fixing that. And it wasn't an easy decision. I know we talked about this before, but moving from that place and selling the house that we fell in love with was really difficult. But once we made the decision, we knew it was right, because it felt right, wasn't it? When we made the difficult decision to put it on the market, we both kind of went, we're making this happen, and we know it's the right decision. When we moved in here, it was so obvious we made the right decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Don't know what more to say on that, but yeah.
And hi, Charlie.
Hello.
A fellow. Are you in Ramsgate?
A fellow local.
A fellow local, yes.
Other things I wrote down. I just want to say this. I don't know how relative it is to this question really, but I wrote down, we worked ourselves into the ground to be in this financial position. I think a lot of people that come to the channel don't know how hard we work to get here and to be in the financial position where we don't have to earn anywhere near what we used to. And I feel I have to keep kind of mentioning that to make a lot of this make sense, because we don't turn over a lot anymore.
Yeah,
and that's
we obviously
more choice than
you need to make money, because we need to live. We want to do nice things. We want to do fun things. Go away to Folkestone for the weekend, in an Airbnb. We need to eat. We need to have money. But
we are in a privileged position. But we worked damn hard to get here. And I think that needs saying quite often, because people don't really understand what we've done to get here.
Simon says, I'm currently editing my video about my visit, trying to do it justice.
I'm really looking forward. I can't remember what we chatted about or what we filmed. So it should be a good one. With that in mind, if you're not subbed to Gentleman Marketeer, go and sub, because that video of Simon looking around here, we filmed Simon's clips before the little chat that I put out. So it was probably more spur of the moment, first initial thoughts. And we had a good look around in here, and it should be a good one.
Lawrence says, love that everywhere you go, a cloud of tap follows. With 3 young kids on the go, life is definitely at its most challenging. Honestly, ADHD is perfect for this reselling game. You guys are smashing it.
Yeah, I think when we started this all those years ago in a rented 2 up, 2 down with a tiny baby, it just felt like a perfect fit for my kind of scatterbrain approach to the world. It just worked. I'm able to, juggle lots of things at once and not get overwhelmed, because that's naturally how I work anyway. It has its pros and cons, being a bit on the spectrum. It was just a perfect fit, really.
C. Blaney says, I think the booths will be great for you both. I don't know why, I just get that feeling.
Well, we're going to throw ourselves into it, as we do with everything that we do. And if it doesn't work financially, it's on a rolling monthly contract. So if we give it 6 months and it's like, okay, we're just covering the pitch fees, there's no point. We're just kind of giving stuff away really at that point. Then we'll just come out. But we will give it everything we've got. I think that was where we got to the other day, because you were down there and you were feeling a bit despondent in some ways, but wanting to try more. So we just said, let's just go for it. Let's ask the question, can we take on the next door one as well?
Crazy. Absolute insanity.
Because if we don't, here's the thing, if we don't give it a really good go down there, we will come away thinking, what if? So now we're going to try furniture, we're going to try mirrors and pictures and have the space to do it properly and display things properly. And the thing is, 6 by 12 still isn't a lot of space. Not really.
No, but it's bigger than it was.
Bigger than it was. Who knows? We'll try.
Yeah, and Joan's got a point. Christmas shopping is coming.
Yeah.
Rue says, hi, Nick and Andrea. I'm so sorry I'm late. Don't be sorry. We'll catch up. Been watching your YouTube from the beginning, as I used to live in Hitchin, and now I'm in Devon and I'm newish to reselling. Well, thank you for watching and joining us, Rue.
You are very welcome. Yeah. Used to live in Hitchin. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay, small world.
Yeah. So Jessica's saying fill the booths by Christmas. Yeah. we're hoping so.
Can I read that one?
Yeah.
Nadine, hello. I also find comfort in having a huge unlisted inventory. I call it my retirement savings account. Now that I'm retired, I can source from my pile and rummage estate sales. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there is part of me that wants to just plow through this and get it all gone. I have days when I feel like that, but generally I enjoy having the backlog, and it is a security blanket.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that about superpower?
No, just leave it.
Oh, I can't read them as they go past.
Because I'm scooching down.
Let's see what other sentences. Here we go. Here was a sentence that popped into my head. I'll quickly read this.
Sorry.
I've always struggled with authority. I'm always fighting against rules, even the ones I wish to impose on myself. That has been a theme of our self-employment the whole time, that because I'm fighting against any sort of authority, I fight against it. And even when we decide what we're going to do for our business, or we're going to do this and we're going to hold ourselves accountable to doing that, I sabotage that myself, because I'm like, no, I'm not going to. No.
Simon says, why did you not put the books away after they were listed?
Oh, these ones aren't finished. The Star Wars ones are put away, and we sold a bunch. The ones you are sat on are the ones I haven't done the pictures for yet. I looked them all up, sorted out how I'm going to list them, got all the prices ready and everything. Just need to do the pictures, so they're still out.
Right. Malk says, I'm picking my orders this evening whilst watching you guys. I wouldn't normally pick orders on a Sunday night, but why not? It doesn't feel like work, so I know I'm on to a work-life winner.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see what other random sentences I put down. Here we go. It feels like a fight between being productive and just enjoying what I do. That popped into my head. I also wrote down, I still have ambition. This is the thing. I still have big ideas all the time. Even though we've been trying to do less and just work less, I then just have big ideas. I want to try new things all the time.
You've come up with a big idea today.
Other thing. Yeah. And I need to kind of rein that in sometimes.
Yeah.
We have and I say it too often, but there's so much going on in the background we don't talk about, and other things and other projects, some you know about. It's too much.
Simon says, I can't wait for you to visit my office.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We'll have to sort out a date soon, mate.
Yeah. Cinema Music says, it's simply turning units into net profit. Nothing needs to be complicated.
What's that? It's simply turning units into net profit. When you break it down, of course it is. But if you can take joy and enjoy sourcing, handling, researching, if you can enjoy the process, then it makes what you do fun and enjoyable. If you take that out of it, for me, I might as well go and work for McDonald's. I agree with what you're saying. And when you boil it down, any reselling is just a numbers game, isn't it? But I suppose what I'm saying is I try to, or I do this because it brings me joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Jane says, since watching you on YouTube, you inspired me to sell some of my items, Charlie Bears, Kipling bags, media, etc., in order to declutter. I would never have done this without your inspiration. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jane. What's that? Exactly that. How much do I need to earn? Yeah, that is the key question for each individual person coming into this, because that will be the factor that's different for everybody. All of our situations are very different. Therefore, what the business needs to provide is very different. It's a very different question for everybody.
Yeah, and Neil says enough to pay the bills. Anything else is a bonus.
Right.
Then to
Hi,
balance
Neil.
that out, BTP says, tried selling for 2 years full time, couldn't make the equivalent of a salary, so gone back to my old job.
Yeah, and that makes sense, right? Unless the payoff is that much, unless you are happy to earn less because you are enjoying what you do. If it comes down to the pure numbers, then yeah, go and get a job if you can't make ends meet doing this. Absolutely.
And Simon says eBay is definitely not slowing up. Best month in the past 4 years.
Yeah, Simon's numbers recently have been incredible.
Chris says bloody lightweight. Too many festivals throughout the summer, Neil. Oh dear.
Human League are playing
yeah.
at Dreamland. Now we may look into tickets for that one.
Yeah, we've signed up for, to be on first on the list kind of thing.
Yeah, we've seen them twice, and both times we've seen them are in my top 10 of live shows I've seen, I would say. When we saw Human League, it was a big country house, wasn't it? Audley End, was it?
Yeah. And also,
one of my favourite gigs of all time.
The support is Bananarama.
Bananarama support. Now, we have seen two bananas we saw.
2 bananas.
And it's the same lineup, isn't it? Karen and...
Yeah.
I can't remember the other one's name.
Oh, Sarah and Karen.
So we might, if we go, and I think we'll get tickets, we'll be seeing 2 bananas as well.
Joe says selling online becomes a 24/7 job with lots of spare time to think.
I like how you put that. Yeah. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, the flexibility for sure. The flexibility of how I work is an absolute joy. Yeah. And Steve sort of seconds that really by saying, great thing about self-employment, you can work whichever 7 days of the week you want.
Right. I wrote down here in response, I was reading through the comments on the video that the chat I was having down here with Simon. Lots of interesting comments on there. And some were saying along the lines of, Nick, you don't need to change, you know what you're doing, etc., etc. And it's like, my response to that would be, but I get frustrated with myself, my lack of focus, my procrastinating and lack of efficiency. I get frustrated with myself, and I put down in capital letters, I want to change those elements. And there is a big difference between being told and being shown a way and then deciding that's what you want. Yeah. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Paul said, it's funny. People ask me why I only work 3 days a week. They don't believe me that I worked 18 hours a day for 8 years straight to get where I am. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, most people don't know or don't think to ask, how did you get to where you are? And I think some of the comments we sometimes get on our videos, they just don't understand that this is the end of a long process, right? We are 23 years into doing this full time, and a lot of financial and other decisions along the way have allowed us to not have to turn over big numbers. We still have to earn a living from it, as in pay the bills, as you rightfully said earlier.
Yeah.
But we choose how much we earn, really. Some weeks we both go, oh, we need to, work a bit harder next week and actually get some money coming in. But in the main, we don't even think about the money week to week generally. And that's the position we put ourselves in, and it's a privilege.
Yeah, absolutely. Neil asks, is your basement space better / bigger than your tack cave in Hitchin or Norfolk? It looks so.
Yeah, well, it's certainly bigger than the garage, Neil, that you would have seen in Hitchin. I think actually I do have more space here than the shed. Looking at it, I haven't actually measured it. That room there is probably about the same as the big shed that I used to make the videos in. The little kind of workshop next to it was actually about half this size. So yeah, we've gained some. And I have a kitchenette.
Yeah, still it's full of stuff. You can't actually use it.
Can't use it. And there's a big cupboard under the stairs that you can't even get in because it is full of board games.
Yeah.
There's a board game in there that a lovely viewer whose name I forget right now has been asking me about for about a year, and right now it's buried under a ton of other board games. I can't get to it. The King Kong one. Somebody has been kindly waiting for me to sort out.
Right, Malk says that question of how much do I need to earn is a much bigger thought process than just a simple number. Profit varies from month to month, so you need spare cash for a quiet month. Bills don't change. Exactly. Yeah, you need a cushion behind you.
But as a basic starting point to figure out if you can rely on reselling to pay the bills, you need that number. And I agree that the income from reselling is a bit like this, but you still need to start somewhere with a basic. This is what I'm aiming at. This is what I need. Because without that, you're just guessing whether this is going to work for you.
Yeah. Right. Did you have any other notes you wanted to cover? Because we are now 9 o'clock.
I think I've read all my random sentences. I just wrote down, I struggle to focus. That's if I had to sum up my issue with how I work day to day is a very clear lack of focus. I flip from thing to thing. And I don't know that I can necessarily solve that, but I can try and make my processes a bit more efficient. We'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, folks, we've been chatting and rambling for an hour. And what we like to do is end on a positive by reading out some of your words of wisdom. So if you have any wise words, drop them in. We'll read a bunch. And whose turn is it to pick? Is it me?
I can't remember. Probably.
Oh, did we have Ian? It was Ian on last week, so Ian would have picked. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Well, you pick.
Shall I pick?
Yes.
So,
just quickly, because I've seen this question a couple of times. Probably not, because we don't do Amazon anymore. There you are. Nice quick answer.
What was the question?
Would we ever do a big like retail arbitrage, basically?
If it's something I could sell through eBay, yeah, but I'm not actively looking for those sort of deals at the moment. I have more than enough to deal with.
Yeah. So that's Charlie's wow as well. That's answer that. So Phil says reselling is freedom wrapped in bubble wrap.
I need to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Tara says start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. Francis of Assisi. I've heard that. I didn't realize it was Francis of Assisi.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's really good. I like that. Cages says Mark Twain said, find a job you enjoy doing and you will never have to work a day.
Never work a day in your life. Yeah. A lot of people use that as a quote, and it's a good one.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I suppose, in a way, what we were saying, in that we turned our passions into our job, essentially. Sorry, my throat is really tight today.
Yeah, it's dusty down here.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's all the stock just sitting around.
I have been cleaning stuff, so it's probably that.
Andy says the only way out is through.
The only way out is through. Okay.
Will says the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them do it. Yes.
That's quite apt.
It really is,
for today. Yeah, let's not get onto politics. You'll never stop me. It's funny, when Simon was here, we got onto politics, didn't we? And we had a rip-roaring chat about that for a while.
Luckily, we're on the same page with it.
Yeah, luckily we weren't arguing.
Chris B says, I try to plan my day, but never seems to pan out due to squirrels. Oh,
that is so me, Chris. Yeah, I quite often will come down here and say, what I need to do today is blah, 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 blah. And then I just meander through the day and get very little of it done.
Yeah. C. Blaney, doing things differently does not mean you are doing them wrong.
No, I agree. But wanting to improve processes or find ways to achieve more focus, I don't think that's a negative.
No,
and that's all I think I took away from being inspired by Simon and his view on what I do and how he does things. That's what I took away. Looking at what I do from outside of my headspace, which is a weird place to be, was really helpful. And I felt more productive since Simon's visit, put it that way. And I've got a lot done. So something helped, right?
C. Blaney says, oh no, that you have already read that. Phil says, a cha-ching a day keeps the job away.
That's a good one. Where are you getting these from, Phil?
Like that.
That's good.
Yeah. Steve says, yes, it's overwhelming, but what else could we do? Get jobs in offices and wake up for the morning commute.
Is that from MGMT? I've never heard those lyrics. I love MGMT.
That's really good.
That's from Time to Pretend. I'm going to have to go and listen to that now. That's an amazing quote. That's my favorite. That might be the winner.
Reselling is harder and harder, but still possible. Yep.
Nice.
Distractions are easy.
Right.
Jessica says the word normal shouldn't be applied to people in the 21st century. At different speeds, we're all diverse. Very, very true.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for just embracing who you are, but also challenging ourselves to be better is not a negative thing. I don't think. Accepting your limitations is also a positive, right?
Yeah. Head Shop Cat says, don't listen to haters, even if they are family. We work harder than most people, if not everyone working a salaried job.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
The hours are long, definitely, because you end up working through the evening, even if it's just answering messages and, you know, you're online constantly. Porky says, we do what we do so we can change our lives. We can do, have, and be exactly what we wish. Deep. Absolutely. I very much like that. Yeah, I really agree with that.
Oh, there's Andrea's channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, go over. We took a weekend away at Felixstowe, and there's a video.
We didn't.
Felixstowe, Folkestone.
Every time.
Every time. I'm working on two videos. I've got a load of footage from Folkestone as well, but I'm working on a marathon video from when we went out to a yard sale. The yard sale where I picked up the dinosaurs. But I had an hour and 40 or 50 minutes of clips. So it's a marathon edit, but that's coming up soon. But yeah, pop over to Andrea's channel and check out the Folkestone vlog. Okay, live long, live
well, and be healthy.
I can't even read that. Thank you.
It's usually my issue.
Phil's got another one. We trade security for freedom and wages for chances. What? We trade security for freedom and wages for chances. Ooh.
I recognise these lyrics.
Go on.
Because it's a bittersweet symphony, that's life. Trying to make ends meet, you're a slave to the money, then you die. I'll take you down the only road I've ever been down. Yeah, appropriate, but I suppose that's what we try not to be, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the Verve from 97.
Being slave to the money and then dying. We need to live our lives.
That album was huge when we were first dating. It was like one of the biggest albums of 97, that and Be Here Now and all of that period. Yeah. And I bought The Drugs Don't Work at that time. I think it was when we were training. We went to a Virgin Megastore to get trained up on some of their systems and that together in Peterborough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think I bought The Drugs Don't Work that day. And Portishead, Only You, I think I bought on the same day.
Well, Ross saw Oasis. Was it last night, Ross? And Richard Ashcroft was
he supporting? Nice. Okay, let's do a few more wows and then we're going to pick a favorite. A lone wolf can survive, but a pack will always thrive. That's nice.
That's kind of what we all are, isn't it? We're a pack. A pack of resellers.
Is that what we're called? Is that the collective noun? If it looks like a duck and waddles like a duck, it's a duck. I like it. I like it a lot. Hitchin is in the past. Norfolk was fun while it lasted, but Margate is forever. Well, we live in Ramsgate, but I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah.
Our daughter works in Margate, and we're up there quite a bit.
Yeah.
Laney's in. Doing what you love is like taking a walk in a garden. You always find something beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Are we done? No, there's a couple more. Wow, we'll be here all night. Hold on. Will, politics is a great subject if you can understand. We can all have different opinions. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we need to get back to doing, is understanding that we can agree to disagree.
And when we were chatting with Simon, I think we said that, I remember, you used to be able to go to the pub and sit opposite somebody with the complete opposite political views to you, chat all night and shake hands at the end of the night and say, see you later, mate. What happened to having a political debate and agreeing to disagree? You don't have to cancel each other and never speak again. Why is that a thing now?
Yeah. Leslie says, change your perspective to change your life.
Yeah. Wow, there's so many. God, you're busy, you lot. Never look back, always turn a negative to a positive. Couldn't agree more. You should go abroad again soon. Oh, well, we do have plans to try and carve out more holiday time, because we've been so busy moving house and doing all sorts of other stuff. We really haven't given ourselves proper time away. We've had lots of little breaks, as you may have seen in the videos, but
it's pre-COVID that we went away abroad. Well, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Don't find customers for your products. Find products for your customers.
Yeah, I think you have to sort of train your brain to think about that, don't you?
What do people want?
Yeah.
I need a Simon. We all need a Simon.
Yeah. And it changes all the time as well, because trends change and just general society changes, and what people need, what people want, and what money people have got to spend.
Darren is trying to see if I can spot a can of Iron Brew I sold to the film set of 28 years later.
Oh.
No luck yet, halfway through the film. What was it we sold to Coronation Street?
Yeah.
Was it a set of curtains or something? We sold something to the
cushions
production office of Coronation Street.
Cushion covers.
But we don't watch Coronation Street, so it may have appeared on screen.
Joe says, action, not outcome, really helps me overcome procrastination. Yeah. Well, when I was feeling a bit low the other day, you said to me, you need to take action, you need to do something. So we did. We took on a second base.
We went from feeling kind of, is this the right thing for us? Is this working? Let's double the size we've got. Throw everything at it. That's kind of what we've always done, is double down and see if it works. Always with the thought that failure is always an option. Don't be scared to fail. We're going into this whole booth thing and expanding what we're doing down there, and being very open with the fact that if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we just stop. Yeah. That is an option. Don't be scared of failure, because you won't do anything.
Yeah, okay. But we want to, go big or go home kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So what one are you choosing then?
There were so many good ones.
Yeah.
The one that I liked, I can't remember where it was. There were so many I liked. Bear with. It was the lyrics from the MGMT. Yes, it's overwhelming, but what else could we do? Get jobs in offices and wake up for the morning commute. That's what we personally are trying to avoid. We've both been there. We've done the kind of corporate thing.
Yeah. And
didn't fit in. We were certainly, I'll speak for myself, I was a square peg in a round hole, and hated being the analogy of a small cog in a big machine. I didn't like it. I didn't like being that. I wanted to do my thing. And when we made that crazy decision, just had a baby, let's quit our jobs. When we did that 23 years ago, yeah, we're still reaping the benefits of that crazy decision 23 years later. So thank you all for watching. Sorry it was a ramble. Hopefully it was fun.
I don't think it was a ramble. I think it was a conversation that we can all relate to be honest.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If you're watching after the fact, please drop us a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Why do you do what you do? What is important to you that keeps you reselling? Put that in the comments below. We always try to read our comments. It does sometimes take a lot of time. We can't reply to them all, but please put a comment below. Right. We are back next week. Do we have a guest on for next week?
We don't currently.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I was maybe going to speak to somebody.
Yeah.
We're not sure. We may have a guest with us next week. We certainly do for the 2 weeks following.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going to the Open, we will see you there. Come up and say hi. Like I said before, we don't usually bite, so come and say hello.
Not usually.
Right, are we done?
We are, yes. Enjoy your evening, everybody, and have a good week.
Enjoy your Sunday evening. Stroke the like button as you pass it on the way out. Turn off the lights. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Ta-ra.